We are back with some more New Republic. In the last episodes, the Hapen focus has gone well for us, so we have a choice to make right now, though. So the Hutts are the current big problem. The Hapens are a bit of a little problem. We have a fleet in here to deal with the Hapens, which hopefully is enough to kind of hold our ground there. I am gonna see if... Wait, there's not really any access on Roche right now, unless they take Chemstar, which is actually surrounded by us and Mandalorian. So maybe Roche is not under as much threat as I was thinking. All right, so let's start off with some more money going into Nom Corios and Rivester. So I probably will actually just cancel that one right now. And so I think rather we could very safely go into the Hapens, I think, with Garm, and we'd be able to take out the Hapens that are currently causing us problems. But I think it makes more sense to try to rely on... Well, let's get the Golan rather than the one that's already being protected by Bell. I think it makes more sense to try to go into Ubrichia. So we'll see what the spy finds out, and if we can get into Ubrichia, that really pushes back what the Hutts are able to do. Okay, spy, what do you got? Okay, so they have a level 5 station. They will have Butana Hutta units, and they'll have the garrisons from the shipyard, but I think we'll be able to pull that off if we try real hard. Thank you, Dr. Watermelon, for subscribing. Very appreciated.
Tactical battle imminent.
Ooh. Okay, just Smeba. That's an admin hero. We can kill that. There have been some of the plan changes for admin heroes that I was kind of hinting at. Dr. Watermelon says, "Love your vids, very appreciated. Glad you enjoy them." All right, let's send in Dread Nugget. We have Harold. Oh, Dread Nugget, come on over there. We're gonna get Marauder. We're gonna get Prosperous Unification. We are going to get Majestic Warlord Star and Star of the Republic. And let's put in Agave at all that I could. We'll put in Garm and Etanabat.
We're on the move.
Let's get some anti-fighter up front. Defender Assault Carrier. Herbst. Undying Elephant. Laser. We got a Liberator. We can get Peanut Dollars Revengin. MC30C. I think a lot of these ones aren't going to have names. So Watermelon in there. Let's get a Fleet Tender with Memory of Hamilton. Feller's Born This Way. Sashimi behind on you. We'll get some of our gunships in. We have Disco Stew. Is Disco through? And Catch the Disease. Alright. I guess when I was saying before that like all my impressions are based on Futurama, I also left out that The Simpsons kind of fits into that too, for obvious reasons. Maybe not so obvious. Simpsons and Futurama are all... It's the graining verse, I guess. I haven't watched actually much Disenchantment? Enchanted or Mint? I don't know.
Awaiting orders.
So let's make sure we have all of our fighters in there. You guys are... I think you can get a little bit of damage in on the on the station or on the capital ships, but I do want fighters there. Let's do boost weapon power. So we have Ion Blast. Let's see if we can get a Sajin out with that. And you're gonna move over there. Well, this group all comes up to the Sajin. Alright. Let's get you guys coming around here. They might not actually have much in the way of Butsana right now. I figured since we're on Cruel that would be something they have established more. You're gonna go around there. The Valaduja is kind of in range. I think I can get you out of there, and we'll be able to deal with a lot of these before anything too crazy happens. All right, let's get those. How are we looking? Third Republic. all the stuff blowing up. I do want to make an apology. Thank you, TK92785, for subscribing. Very appreciated. But I put out my fleet building video today, and there were technically 2 mistakes I made. One is just that I kind of compressed. Oh, but I missed my chance. One was that I kind of compressed some information a little sneakily because there's some changes for some swarm fighters later, but that doesn't really impact all that much in decision making right now. But I did look at the wrong values for the ion cannons for some reason. I thought I double checked it to like I thought it was the turbo ion modifier, and then I checked the code and I thought it said ion, so I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong before, and then I used the wrong one. But it mostly just made my point even stronger with that, so it doesn't actually change the takeaway, and I left a correction of the video. I do wish YouTube would let you make some modifications to a video afterwards, like you could switch the video file or something, but it doesn't, and it turns out to be a bigger hassle to like redo the whole thing. Yeah. Hopefully that video will help people get some more out of their fleets.
Endurance class at your disposal, sir. Can't see him. Majestic cruises standing by.
Should be getting to some of the other faction guides in the near future as well. Maybe some of the Imperials. I'm hoping to have the Empire of the Hand one ready to launch with the 0.5 update. Same with any changes for the Hapen one. And hopefully I'll have videos coming out at a more timely time. But I'm also trying to think of like what kind of stuff works with other kind of topics and maybe even non-EAW similar video styles that work in there. But let's see. We have a lot of fighters and bombers that are kind of getting in here. So I'm going to try to move you around there. Because I think we're still okay to power through the goal in and everything. But I want to make sure all these fighters are gone. We're actually doing better than I was thinking on that. There's a lot of fighters and bombers that are on their way out. Okay, you're just going to go farther that way. Let's just move everyone farther out that way. Okay, they did actually bring in some Butsana ships now. So we might want to check the timing on that to see what exactly might be optimizable in that equation, because they probably should have wanted to bring that in earlier.
Target locked.
Let's see. What's my opinion on how Star Wars is right now with films and series and etc.? I think it's as fine as it ever is. Like, people talk about viewership numbers, I think, too much, where like stuff isn't hitting the same highs as like The Mandalorian did. But I think that's more just because like Star Wars coming out all the time is just kind of the background noise now. Like Mandalorian is such a big event. Like there are some series, some shows I like more than others, but I think that was the case for me even when it was just the books coming out in the 90s and 2000s. Well, I wasn't paying attention in the 90s, but like the books that came out in the 90s and 2000s, I had a similar spread of opinion on. So I don't have any huge problems there.
Ready for your signal. Awaiting orders.
I mean, I've talked about it in my Acolyte review video, so I won't go into it too much, but like I think Acolyte is fine sometimes. There's some stuff that I don't particularly like about it, some stuff that I really dislike about it, some stuff that I like about it, some stuff that I really like about it. Like, I'm kind of middle of the road on that one. Really didn't like Mando Season 3. But I also really enjoyed Ahsoka. Even if like, I think Ahsoka had a bit of a weaker ending that kind of pulls it down a bit. I think that overshadowed some of the enjoyment that people were having during the show. I think it kind of turned. But I'm also excited for Ahsoka Season 2. So. And Andor Season 2. Like, I love Andor. So it's always been kind of a setting where a bunch of stuff of varying quality comes out.
Ready for your signal.
Let's see if we can get some bombers onto the Valaduja, because we kind of got these all taken out there. And maybe we'll switch most of our ships over to you. 'Cause we don't need that much more attacking this.
Stay in attack formation. Yes, Commander. I copy. Ready for your orders.
We're ready, Admiral. We are moving to engage. Yeah.
One thing that I did kind of want to mention, though, is like I used to, especially when people were patrons for a while, if people like canceled their pledge, I'd send like a thank you message. But I stopped doing that because it felt like it could kind of be taken as a like, oh, I'm trying to like make people come back. So I'm not sure what the right move is on that, whether those messages were actually appreciated or whether it creates more weird feeling, so I've kind of avoided doing that. So I guess like in the future, if there's anyone who cancels those pledges, know that I do very much appreciate it, and also when you do give them, like, I just don't want to be weird about things, and that's never been my strength. But speaking of being weird about things, I'm going to be weird about thanking Peps515 for 5 gifted subs, very appreciated. Gifting a sub to Lord Hosk, to Deliver, to Chips, to Timta, and to Tradosi. Thank you so much. Very epic stuff.
Endurance on station.
This Dauntless is getting a little bit less epic as it gets targeted by the Valaduja, but I think we're pulling through okay. There are a good chunk of Butana Hutta forces coming over here, so let's maybe break off some of our stuff and get that, because I think we'll be able to destroy all that. Like we'll be able to get a lot of those turbo lasers down.
I've lost engine 2.
Who is or was my favorite Jedi? I've always had a soft spot for Silgal. Like Jason Solo is my favorite overall character in Star Wars, so he by default is my favorite Jedi. But Jason Solo, and then like I really like Silgal. I like Saba. Kyle's fun. Corrin's fun.
Stay on target.
Commander? Yes, Commander.
I really like the not the Battlestar books. The MedStar books, including Battle Surgeon. That's how that got that mixed up in my head. So like Barriss, I think, partially because she's such a big part of that, I think is an interesting character.
Fire at will.
We're ready, Admiral. We're going. Engage.
Alright, we got a lot of those down. Lord Heavy Cruiser. Is that... I don't think those were Butanable. Well, congratulations, TK92785, on your child. Very epic. I don't think... Dana would never let me get away with
Yes, sir.
with naming a kid Jason, so congratulations on that as well.
Laser banks are your primary target. Try not to let one on your tail. Ready for action. Ready to fire.
I mean, we're probably getting a dog in the next year, and there was a brief moment of considering trying to get in a Star Wars name there, but we lost a Defender and a VT-49, but I think that's okay for our position right now. A Rebel? Call him Chewie. So, for me, Chewie wouldn't be a name I'd be in favor in either, not just Dana, because growing up, this is real dumb, but my family dog was named Chevy. So, it's too close to a name I've already used, and it'd just feel like trying to replace that dog. move you guys. I don't think I need these ground forces over here. Oh, you're trapped there right now anyway, so I can't do anything about that. And I don't want to move a lot of those other ground ones away from the Hapens right now. So, with that being such a full ground force, I might have to move away.
Constructing
Let's get
unit.
those. I'm gonna bring Silgal
Enemy fleet approaching.
out over here. Wait, we have Ethor? Oh, Ethor is, I guess, slightly more in a regular position. Not that disconnected if we just went through Urako. Wonder if I'd be... No, they'd be able to get to Kataris first. We can grab some ground units here. Not that that's
Construction
all that
complete.
much. Okay, Ethor, do we have an ion cannon? No, we're not gonna be... I think with 5 ISDs, we're not gonna be able to get much there. Alright, so let's get over here.
Construction complete.
And I could split this fleet up a bit. I think I'm gonna do that so I can
Tactical battle
take some ground units
imminent.
away. We have 7,000 credits, though. That's not that bad to try to defend against. Nice small arms battle. So we'll stick with that. All right, let's see if we can get you guys over there. Let's get you guys over here, and we're protecting the victory point. So we'll get a
Affirmative.
an emplacement here.
Building started.
We've secured
That.
a build pad.
Thank you, Dr. Watermelon, for going to tier 2. Very appreciated. Very epic.
Reporting in.
We
Stay alert,
lost
stay
a
safe.
build
I don't know
pad.
why I said that, but just the way I said the first part kind of just reminded me of the War Amps commercials.
Moving out.
We've secured
Construction
a build pad.
complete.
Well,
Heavy gun
I want to get some of this.
A build pad.
We do want
Standby.
an AA.
We've lost a build pad.
Ready to roll. Ready for your command.
Let's just got to get around there. Oh, is the rest of our infantry. Okay, you're going to go here. I'm going to keep running around the base with some of these. So we'll get a field base there.
Construction.
AA turret's still back here.
Reporting.
And let's try to capture that. Like, if we can get in before they get past the bridge,
We've located the enemy. Awaiting orders. Give me a
that'll be
target.
good.
We've secured
Ooh, that's
a
not
build
good.
pad.
The other stuff was good.
We've
This was not good.
secured a build pad.
Arm the turrets. We captured a command
At least the
Constructing.
bikes aren't going to be able to do much against the AAC even.
A build pad.
We got a little bit there. Not that much. Okay, we got into position in a reasonable amount of time there. I'm going to get an AA turret here too. We kind of just got to cover as many
Turret constructed.
entrances for
Standing by.
all that stuff as we
Construction
can for the bombing runs. So
Turret constructed.
once we're farther up, we'll get the other
We've
ones.
secured a build pad.
Okay,
Construction
if they're coming
complete.
this heavily to that side, then I think
Construction
we
complete.
are
Commander.
potentially gonna want to
Destroyed.
go into the base.
Ready for your
So let's get as many of those over here as we can.
pad.
Let's get
I can go there.
that field base.
Underway. Watch your
Our
side.
base is under attack.
Ready. Heading
Get everyone through there.
We've
You can come over to this
secured a
side because
build
we
pad.
still need
Form up.
more there. And let's see if we can get some of these turrets over there.
Heavy gun here.
They cover.
I copy, sir.
Like the T4s are quite slow,
We've secured a
but
build
that
pad.
doesn't help.
Rebels come this.
All right, we're gonna try to stay frosty, I guess.
We've secured a build pad.
You're on our side.
Yeah,
Turret constructed.
anti-vehicle and anti-infantry. May as well have both on this.
Unit
If I can get you out of there, that it. Nope, no, no, no. Blow it up, blow it up, blow it up. Don't. Oh.
T4B, ready.
Not great.
I'm here, sir. Yes, sir. Will do. Ready.
Okay, I'm gonna start moving these guys back a little bit. You, I'm gonna try to get a repair platform there.
Moving ahead.
Crap.
Reporting in. Ready to roll.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Spread out, men.
Our base is under attack.
Oh. That was the one direction we hadn't covered yet.
Be a target.
Construction complete.
Tank brigade here.
They have 2 landing zones, and I think we've killed a lot of their stuff, though.
There. Roger that. Heading out, sir.
Okay, you guys take cover. Those guys are running through. The flamethrower helps for sure.
Roger.
We might be able to make that push. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. We're holding. Call me Caulfield because we're holding. Especially if I can get some artillery there. That might not be the best use of money at the moment. But we're going to move you guys over here. I'm going to get
Enemy
that
fleet
over there.
approaching.
About to invade Sharuba.
Tactical
Crap.
battle
They got
imminent.
all the Hapens together, and I just moved my stuff away. They have a coronal, too, so that is going to be an interdictor. Not ideal.
There they are.
This is not what you like to see. We have an interdictor. We have Memory of Technoblade, Space Fruit, Animus. You're not going anywhere. And did I say you
Cruiser
could leave?
reporting. Gunship reporting.
So, let's try to get around
Give the word.
that. Well, they're going to be in the back there. Man,
Endurance class.
it's a really unfortunate time to not have the other Nebula and MC-80
Awaiting
here.
orders.
I thought by splitting them up we'd be covering
Endurance
enough,
on
but
station.
apparently not. The pulsars are coming up first.
Engage.
I'm gonna send Bell farther back.
Ready for command.
Weapons armed. Asteroids. Switch all power.
The Chronal gonna be accessible. Here, let's get all of our fighters and bombers.
Calling for me, sir.
No, all of our fighters and
Endurance
bombers
class at
Yes,
your
Commander.
disposal, sir.
together.
Should be there any moment now. Flight systems engaged.
Awaiting orders.
Here comes the
Weapons
sun.
ready.
We might be able to get this if they're coming in piecemeal, and if I do focus them.
Enemy sighted.
Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to safely get back to
Closing on enemy. Engaging Imperial
the
forces.
coronal. So let's just try to get these shields down as much as possible.
Give the word.
'Cause there, we already took out 10.
Weapons and fire.
Keep your eyes open.
Endurance class at your disposal, sir.
Roger that. Imperial spotted.
Targets
Let's
incoming.
get the shields off of you. There's the mine back there.
Form up.
Not going to be able to get past that at
Battery
all.
online. Keep your eyes
Get
open.
powder weapons on you.
Maximum effect.
See if we can get the
I'm losing power. The enemy is
battle dragons.
Captain here.
Endurance on
Let's
station.
focus the battle dragon on that.
Form up.
And let's try to get those bombers.
I can't hold out. Give the word. Look out. Weapons, clear the skies.
On the coronal is almost in range. Come on, get it. Get it. Okay.
I can't
We've
do
lost our
well.
turbo lasers.
That now.
Take
Clip
them
their
out.
wings.
So we should be able to get you.
Weapons. At your
Uh.
disposal, sir.
Okay, Bell, get back. Well, we can't actually escape even if we kill that. That coronal. I think Bell is just gone.
Endurance on station. Our shields are down. Try not to let one on your tail. Encountering resistance. Target their propulsion system. The shields are down. Weapons and fire.
Really not great. Another clam.
Give the word.
off.
Okay. This is not what you have happen. Should have gone for the safer invade Hapes situation with
Endurance on station. Take us in.
with Garm's
We
fleet.
have been defeated.
Because they have the interdiction mine back there, and until we killed that and that chronal, we weren't going to get out. So that's going to be very problematic. We might have to just take that against the Hudson Go? Alright, yeah, I think we gotta just go for Terraphon here.
Tactical battle imminent.
Not gonna be able to hold that.
System lost. Construction complete.
Like, I think we just have to focus on the Hapens. So let's
Vehicle
get
in
you.
production. Enlisting.
We've also got the Yavithans in the background. All right, so let's get Akbar involved in
Tactical
this.
battle imminent.
We're not going to have the money to replace Bell for a little while,
The enemy is
but
approaching.
we do have Garm and Akbar's fleet active. I think we have like 300 pop cap total. So let's get Prosperous Unification in there. Majestic Warlord Star. Born this way. Garm. Tan.
Moving. Roger that.
Moving the sacred coordinates, sir.
You guys just had a successful station assault. You can do this. Shimi, Dread Nugget, Disco Stew, Watermelon, Agave at all I got. Let's get some tenders there. This will be...
Let's go. Underway.
The Neutron, I think, is the only real unit. I'm going to move you back a little bit.
At your disposal, sir.
Yes, Commander. Yes, Admiral.
Standing
Everything
by.
else is going up a little bit too far.
The lasers are our target. Fire for maximum effect.
Cruiser reporting. Fire all cannons.
Is it possible to win a Galactic Conquest with just stealth units? It's technically possible.
Copy.
It'd be kind of difficult.
Cruiser ready.
Well, depending on the Galactic Conquest and the stealth unit, I guess.
Disposal,
But
sir. Majestic cruiser standing by.
Commander.
Awaiting orders.
okay,
All fire
Neutron's
on the
down. Let's see if we can get that Battle Dragon. What are they getting in with? Okay, that's just actually them shooting the fighters that are up there.
Enemy fighters on me.
So we're gonna be through that in a second.
I'm
Got
here.
it lined up.
Spot.
Weapons armed.
We're engaging your
Attacking. I've got my approach vector.
Critical.
Turn you on to power to weapons. We'll get some of these defenders to come back and defend. They can do what their name says. I think with what we've destroyed, we've taken out a lot of the actual damage. We just need to make sure we get these bitems.
Decrease to full throttle. Decrease to full throttle. Watch your six.
Open fire.
They are going to ruin our fighters, and right now our fighters are necessary.
Attack formation.
We're ready, Admiral.
Let's get the Majestic up there. This is what, level 4? Yeah, Meridian 4, Meridian 3.
Cruiser reporting.
Rendezvous
Okay,
at
move
mark.
some of you back.
Your signal.
Gotta go for that Battle
The
Dragon.
word.
We've kind of destroyed everything else.
Fire at will.
So get out there, and I'm gonna move you back.
Cruiser ready.
Sasheen cruiser reporting.
For another pass.
Jamming their
On my
sensors.
tail.
Commander.
I'm losing power.
Any other bombers? Not really.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try to cluster up a little bit more before we get any damage from the station. I think we're gonna come around from the south. It's easier to destroy the level 3, but if you can get to the level 4, then you're at least making sure you're doing like full strength against the harder station.
Endurance on station. Weapons, clear the skies. Strip those shields.
It's gonna be tough. Like, we have such a small amount of units right now,
Fire at will.
and we have
Fire.
Increase to full throttle.
the Yavithans attacking our infrastructure too. So that is tough.
I've got a fix.
I think
Strip those shields.
keeping up the offensive against the Hapens does make sense.
Endurance class at your disposal, sir.
Let's get
Take us in.
around down there.
Engage.
Gonna
On my way.
try to stay
Fire.
on the meridian that way.
Awaiting orders.
Your order.
Dreadnought
Yes.
cruiser ready.
Try to keep you out.
Weapons armed.
Yes, Admiral.
Cruiser reporting.
Alright, the beta... Like, this should be the end of the garrisons from or from the starbase.
Copy.
Weapons operation.
Around there. Did we lose the Hajin? We did not. Alright, you stay there, and I'm just gonna make sure you're coming in.
Ready for your signal.
Like, none of these fighters are bombers, so they'll slowly get taken away.
Yes, sir. Awaiting your
Uh,
orders.
Give the word.
Alright, I think we can safely attack that from there. I don't know why you keep going that way.
We're moving now, Commander.
Turn as hard as you...
Awaiting orders.
Nope,
We're
stop
ready,
it!
Admiral.
Turn this way,
We're on the way.
and you can just come in behind them, I guess?
Yes, Commander.
Yes, Commander.
Yes, Admiral.
Give the
God,
word.
we're gonna lose that just because of the turning.
Fire at will.
We're ready,
Just
Admiral.
get over here!
Endurance class at your
Target's
disposal,
coming in
sir.
fast.
Reporting.
Okay, I think I need to send the bombers over to that one.
Commander.
Awaiting orders.
Marked.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Commander.
No, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Because we've got a lot of the weapons off of this side of the station,
Yes,
and
Admiral.
it's finally gone through.
Target at maximum firepower.
Alright, yeah,
Disable those ion
it's
cannons.
not
Ready, Admiral.
under direct threat anymore.
Dauntless here.
Some people's kids.
Sasheen cruiser reporting.
This,
Endurance on station.
you do what you can to protect them, and then they decide to go the long way around.
Target those lasers.
Cruiser standing.
Just the Empire at War world we live in. Let's see. That is
Yes, sir.
what, the one more heavy turbo on this side? So I think we're pretty safe there.
Frigate here.
Alright, and Prosperous Unification has survived,
Our target
despite
fire is the laser cannon.
some of its best efforts.
Enemy spotted.
Give the word. Lock weapons and fire.
So maybe rather than sending Akbar around...
Weapons, clear the skies.
Well, what's our pop him this fleet? It's 200.
Ready.
Like, we should be able to beat that other Hapen fleet as well. Probably better than Akbar could, because Akbar I think is only,
Endurance
what,
class
like
at your
200?
disposal, sir.
Or 100 rather?
Awaiting orders. Lock weapons and fire.
So if the Havens have 3 planets, 4 including the one they just took back from me, I think we can destroy everything they have. We lost Agave at all I got, but that's okay. We're not going to Hapes yet. Maybe we are going to Hapes. I'd rather actually take Galanor, Charuba, meet up with the Relafon Nebula. I guess that was just the Nebula. It's not like it was the extra ship, but let's get a
Vehicle in
Majestic and a
production.
Defender.
Constructing
And
unit.
the last patron in that category. All right. How are we looking actually compared to the Hapens? We have 30 planets, 19% of the galactic forces. Galactic Empire is 23%. Huts have 7. PSA has 9. Hapens have 5. So we should actually be able to outnumber the Hapens on their other planets at least.
Heading to destination.
Tactical battle.
Then we can just stop them from existing, because that was probably a good chunk of their fleet that they consolidated to take that planet back.
The enemy has been spotted.
while we work primarily on building up other defenses and hopefully not losing too much.
Headed there
Star of the
now.
Republic,
We're
Herald,
moving out.
Majestic.
Moving.
I can do that.
Ion cannon firing.
Heading out.
Alright, that's going to be a little bit risky.
Moving there now.
So let's just drop some
Moving out.
tending on
my
it.
way.
We're going.
Endurance on station.
Should have expected an ion cannon, but I did not.
Majestic cruiser
Get
is
back
standing
out.
by. Anything to help, sir.
You in.
Give the word.
Let's get these battle dragons on the way in.
Moving at those coordinates.
Right
sir.
away.
Engines to
Setting
full.
course.
Right, Dread Nugget, Disco, Stew,
We're heading out.
Queen Amidala's Revenge, and Catch the Disease.
Endurance class at
Alright,
your
we are
disposal, sir.
blowing those
Yes,
up.
I've lined up.
They've got awaiting orders. Cruiser
Okay, can
reporting.
you fly
Endurance
away?
on station.
Scanner
Weapons, clear the
Roger
skies.
that. We have them in our sight.
Ready for your signal.
Gonna be a bit slow, but I think if we can make sure none of these bombers
I copy, sir. Ready to fire.
are gonna survive, I think it might be able to get out.
Majestic cruiser standing
Because
by.
then we're gonna have
Are our target.
everyone else
Endurance class at your disposal,
focus
sir.
fire on
Cruiser
you.
reporting.
Ready.
I
Attacking target.
Awaiting orders. Ready for your
think it's gonna be okay. I think all the bombers are down, so
Concentrating
how are the
fire.
weapons on there?
Strip those shields.
Copy.
Then once this is down,
Give the word.
Attack formation.
we are, I think, golden.
Endurance class at your disposal, sir.
Awaiting orders.
It's making the escape, and the Dauntless has decided to follow it.
No good.
Or it's just doing a celebratory spin.
They're coming around.
Alright,
They're as good as
onto the station. You guys, let's take our two heroes onto the Meridian 2. This is all one step below what they had
I've been
for each position last battle. Oh, there's actually
Y-wing squadron.
A-Wings. I need you to get back there. Because there
Majestic cruiser
is
standing by.
a bomber squadron that's still alive in the region.
Give the word.
Maybe not really in the region.
Endurance class at your disposal, sir.
Never mind. It's good.
Yes, Admiral.
Awaiting orders.
Ion cannon firing.
Ion time.
Endurance on station.
I definitely don't want to go into Hapes
Give the
without
word.
that nebula. Maybe even without Akbar. Like, make it safe and go in with Akbar is a possibility. Like, once everyone's in
Awaiting
here.
orders. Lock weapons and
'Cause I
fire.
think...
Blast their weapons.
Need help.
Did I tell Akbar to go all the way in?
Fire
Like, I think
at will.
even that
Prepare for
one
immediate
fleet
maneuver. Take us in.
does make more sense waiting for Akbar.
Squadron advance.
Someone's on my tail.
Endurance on station. Weapons, clear the skies.
Roger that.
We're ready,
In a tight
Admiral.
spot.
Give the word. Lock
Could
weapons
split
and
them up,
fire.
though. Maybe we'll do it that way.
Endurance class at your disposal, sir.
We can pull them apart.
Y-wing standing
Choose
by.
our engagement a little bit differently.
Awaiting orders.
They won't have an ion cannon. That's been a big part of
Strip those
damage
shields.
we've taken.
Endurance on station.
If we can get the nebula in, that would make me feel a lot better.
Lock weapons and fire.
Your orders?
But I think I'd have to go pretty far around for stuff. You're alive, just barely. Star of the Republic is making it. Alright.
Give the word.
Bombers at the ready.
Commander, we are moving to engage.
Once we have a bit more of an income, I think once we're over 10,000 after,
Awaiting orders.
uh,
Weapons, clear the skies.
over 10,000 credits after upkeep
On station.
is when we'll probably unlock that next slot.
Hangar.
Because the point where we'd really start getting a lot out of another hero is when it's adding stats on top of the max fleet cap. Like, until then, you're just making it kind of likely that they die. So, we'll have to hold on for a second. How much is left there? Still 203. I guess they are connected to their own stuff. Silgal. Okay, I'm gonna build up more barracks on this. We're good on infrastructure. Getting more of those. Gavrisum, you're already building some
Constructing unit.
ground units, but I'm gonna get you to get
Unit
some
in
space
production.
units too.
Constructing
Another
unit.
Dauntless and 2 more Hajines. But that is, I think, going to do it for our first episode here today. We're going to keep going on Twitch, but for those of you on YouTube, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode and that you're enjoying the series so far as we set up for the full crushing of the Hapens before they can cause any more problems and before we can turn our attention to the very destructive Yavithan fleet marauding through our territory. Hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.